Hey guys, back again. I just want to do a little update here on the Filson wool-lined leather gloves that I had gotten. Um, these are them here, these two pairs right here. And these two pairs are actually a couple other brands that I'm giving a try. So I love these Filson gloves, absolutely love them. They're warm, they're surprisingly warm actually for how thin the wool actually is. The dexterity is awesome in these gloves. But I find that the leather wears out slightly fast in these. I can show you here, these two, about the time that I started wearing through the leather on the fingers, I actually blew the seam on the thumb here. On both pairs, actually, on the same hand, the right hand side. The right hand side seemed to get worn out faster. That's because I use it more. But it seemed like that seam there on both of them blew just about the time that I was wearing through the leather there. I kept using them a bit and wore through the wool and stuff, but I didn't work them really hard, and they wore out fairly quick. So personally, I'd say stick to using them for things like driving gloves, riding gloves, light use gloves, but not real heavy use, or you're going to wear them out prematurely, and for the price point, you might not want to do that. Maybe you can afford it. That might be the case. Personally, I love wool-lined gloves, though. Just absolutely love them. I'm going to buy as many as I can find. No. So one thing I want to point out here, I don't know exactly how many months of use I got out of them, actually, which is unfortunate. I should have clocked that exactly. But I mean, it's hard to tell anyways. It's going to vary person to person anyways. But the wool on the inside didn't pill too bad. You can see a little bit here and there, but it actually held up really well. And this wool is actually fairly dense together, so it actually provides a nice warmth. Like the wool, or sorry, the leather on the outside can be fairly cold, and you don't notice it on the inside. This little leather piece here along the edge, I don't notice any wear on this inside little piece right here. There's obviously wear right there and holes. But this piece right here, this leather piece on this edge, looks like it held up way better than the black leather here. This is like a brown leather. That little edge piece on both seemed to hold up really well. Like there's no wearing on that edge right there. This one there isn't really either, but for some reason I bought another pair of Filson brand new gloves. I'm just gonna baby these ones. But I noticed on this inside edge right here, it looks worn already, and I haven't really put much use on these. Right, that inside edge right there is starting to get worn out. So that's interesting, because these are months and months old, and they didn't get worn out like that along that inside edge. So we'll see if the leather holds up just the same or not. But I absolutely love these gloves. I'll keep buying them, but I just gotta be careful with them so I'm not wearing them out prematurely. But that being said, I tried a couple other companies here. I'll put in the description box what companies they are if you guys were interested in trying them out. But the Filson gloves are a goat skin. This is a deer skin, and this is a calf skin. And these two have been worn about the same amount of time, and it seems that the calf skin is actually holding up the best. And it actually has some extra layer of leather right here and right here on the finger, and that seems to help it hold together quite nice. It'd be really cool actually if it had that extra piece on the thumb too, where I seem to blow out on these really bad. I'll recommend that to that guy and see what he says. But anyways, so these ones I actually bought off Etsy. They're handmade, and I'm gonna double check actually what country they're from, and I'll put it in the description. But you can see that they're wool lined as well. The wool on them though, it pulls apart a little easier. It's not as dense as those other ones, and they're not as warm as the other ones. And they're pilling a little bit more too. But the leather seems to hold up really nice. And it's got the extra bit of leather. So I quite like them, and they're quite cheap. I think they were like $80 or $90 Canadian. Whereas these are, the FILSON'S are 150 United States. And then these ones right here are made in the United States as well. And the wool on the inside is pretty similar. It looks just almost the same. It's like the same density too. Just as warm. They seem about the same warmth. But we'll see if these ones hold up better compared to these ones or not. And they're about $130 US. So just a little bit cheaper, not much. But if they hold up better, then it's worth it. But definitely love these FILSON gloves. That's why I got another pair. You just don't want to do real heavy work with them, or you're going to prematurely wear them out. I could take a few measurements of my hand and put it on in the description box to help, but my hand, I got the larges in the FILSON. I got the large in the Journeyman, and these don't go in medium large. They go by the size of your hand. They measure around here. So I think I got a 10 in this. Now, the FILSON fits pretty much perfect. Like, the finger lengths are pretty much perfect. Whereas these right here, there's a little bit more room in the fingers. Not the thumb. The thumb is perfect. But these fingers have a little bit more room. So, I mean, somebody with a little bit longer fingers, I guess that work perfect. These really don't hinder me in any way. It's no problem to me. But the fingers are just a slight bit longer on them. Maybe it wouldn't be that way if I had like a bit of a wider hand and got like a 10.5 maybe. Not really sure. And then these ones here, I guess I should put that one on. It's a little bit of a looser fit. The tips are right there, other than the pinky. Those tips are right there. Thumb, a little bit more room. But it's just got a fatter build to it in general. There's more room. It's just wider in the hand, or the palm part. Compared to the other two, they fit a lot snugger in the palm. And the wool on the inside of all of these gloves is attached in the fingers and in places so that it doesn't pull out when you pull your hand out. So all of them, the wool stays in when you pull your hand out, which is awesome. One thing I noticed that's really cool is there's this little leather tab here that you could put a little hole in, kind of like this, so that you could attach those to your belt or a clip or something like that, just like these. They have that little hole there, and you can just clip through and have them on your belt, which is really handy. Personally, I kind of wish that they were glove to glove when they were clipped together. Or sorry, palm to palm when they're clipped together, not back to back. Because then if there is like a bit of oil or something on your palm, it's getting up against your clothes, where this is kind of minimizing it a little bit anyways. Then it's up against this side. But the way the holes are, it makes it so that they go like that. So personally, I wish that hole was a little bit different so that they could go palm to palm instead. But if I put a hole there, these could go palm to palm, no problem, in that little extra flap that's right there. These don't have any little holes, so you can button it on. You could add one, no problem. Or you can just use a leather strap that's hooked to your belt so that it just like tensions against your gloves like that, and you can just loosen it and pull them out the side. But that's only if you want to keep them clipped to your side anyways. Lots of people don't need to or don't want to. All really good gloves though. If there's anything else I can think of that I didn't put in here, I'll put it in the description box or I'll make a new video. Thanks again for watching my fucking videos.